The company that changed the car industry forever might be losing the war it started, not because of a bad product, not because of a bad price, but because the rules of the game just changed overnight, and two of the oldest, most powerful forces in the auto world quietly rewrote them while nobody was watching. Forget everything you've read about the EV price war. That fight is already over. The real battle is happening somewhere most analysts aren't looking, and at the center of it all is a rumor. A whisper from inside Tesla about a secret motor that was supposed to end the competition for good. If you've been following the EV space at all, you've probably heard something about this. But stay with me, because what we actually found when we dug into it is stranger, more complicated, and honestly more fascinating than the rumor itself. Stick around. The answer is going to surprise you. For the last few years, everyone's been talking about the EV price war. It's felt like a frantic race to the bottom, with Tesla, BYD, and Toyota locked in a brutal battle for every last sale. Every headline screamed discounts, every analyst worried about profit margins, and every car buyer was left wondering just how low can prices actually go. You'd think the entire future of driving was being decided on a pricing spreadsheet. But what if I told you the knockout blow in this fight was never going to be about price? What if, while the world was watching the financial skirmish, Tesla was quietly preparing a move that could change the game entirely? This isn't just about a new feature or a software update. The whispers from inside the industry, the patents, the quiet comments from engineers, they all pointed to something much, much bigger. This isn't just another electric motor we're talking about. This is the story of a rumor, a revolution, and the ruthless reality of the EV arms race. So we're going to peel back the layers of marketing and hype to find the truth. What is Tesla's real secret weapon? And in 2026, is it enough to truly crush the competition? The internet is a funny thing. A single comment, a slide from a presentation, a cryptic tweet, and suddenly a legend is born. For the past couple of years, the EV world has been buzzing with rumors of a phantom project inside Tesla, a project so secret it could supposedly rewrite the rules of the car industry. They call it the next generation motor. The claims sound almost mythical, a motor with absolutely no rare earth magnets, a motor so cheap to make it could finally pave the way for a true mass-market $25,000 Tesla, a motor so efficient it could add 100 miles of range without touching the battery. It was intoxicating. For years, the biggest hurdles for EVs have been cost and complexity. A lot of that is tied to expensive and geopolitically sensitive rare earth metals used in high-performance motors. Materials like neodymium are the special sauce that gives EV motors their incredible power, but they come at a steep price, both financially and environmentally. The supply chain is dominated by a handful of countries, leaving car makers vulnerable. So a motor that gets rid of these materials isn't just an engineering trick, it's a strategic masterstroke. It would slash costs, simplify the supply chain, and protect Tesla from global market swings. It's the kind of move that doesn't just win a battle, it wins the war. According to the legend, this is Tesla's checkmate. This is how they would crush BYD's low-cost assault and Toyota's slow, colossal entry into the market. But the real question is, where does the magic end and reality begin? If there's one thing Elon Musk is a master of, it's creating a compelling narrative, and the story of a revolutionary rare earth-free motor is one of the best yet. But our job isn't to get swept up in the story, it's to find the facts. When we started digging, we found that this rumor wasn't just a rumor. At their 2023 Investor Day, Tesla themselves announced they were designing their next-gen permanent magnet motor to use 0 rare earth elements. The announcement was made by Colin Campbell, Tesla's VP of Powertrain Engineering, who pointed to the soaring demand for rare earths and the environmental risks of mining them as the main reasons. So the company itself lit the match. But an announcement is very different from a finished product. The car world is littered with ambitious promises that never quite happen. So where is this revolutionary motor in 2026? We looked through teardowns, scoured spec sheets for the refreshed 2026 Model Y, and pored over investor calls. And the reality on the ground is a little more complicated. The 2026 Tesla lineup continues to use brilliantly engineered motors, but they are an evolution, not a revolution. Specifications still show a mix of motor types, a strategy Tesla has used for years. For example, all-wheel drive models often use a powerful, permanent magnet motor in the rear for that punchy acceleration and an AC induction motor in the front. This is clever, as it leverages the strengths of each technology. The design, an interior permanent magnet synchronous reluctance motor, or IPM-SYRM, is a marvel. Tesla engineers buried the magnets deep inside the rotor, combining their magnetic force with something called reluctance torque. Think of it like this. Instead of just relying on magnets pushing and pulling, the motor's design creates a path of least resistance for the magnetic field, and the rotor naturally chases this path to generate more force with less magnetic material. This is the tech that allowed Tesla to reduce its rare earth content by an impressive 25% between 2017 and 2022. But it's not zero. The latest teardowns confirm rare earth magnets are still very much part of the equation, especially in the powerful rear motors that give Teslas their signature performance.
So the ghost remains a ghost. The mass-produced rare earth-free motor isn't here. Not yet. This leads to a much more interesting question. If the secret weapon isn't a magical motor, what is it? The answer, it turns out, is far more complex and arguably more impressive. Here's something worth thinking about. Do you believe a single breakthrough technology can decide a market this big, or is this always going to come down to who executes better across the board? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where you land on this. The misdirection is brilliant. While everyone's looking for a single, shiny object, a new motor, a new battery, Tesla is fighting on a completely different battlefield. The idea that one component could crush the competition is a misunderstanding of the modern car industry. It's not about one big thing, it's about 1,000 interconnected things. Tesla's real weapon isn't something you can hold, it's the system. First, let's talk about manufacturing. This is where Tesla's tangible advantage lies. The most famous example is the Gigapress. These are colossal machines that stamp the entire front or rear underbody of a car in a single piece. A conventional factory might use 70 to 100 different parts to create that same section. The Gigapress replaces all that, reducing complexity, slashing manufacturing time, lowering costs, and creating a lighter, stiffer car. And they're not stopping. Tesla is pushing a new philosophy called the Unboxed process. Imagine building a car not in a straight line, but like with Legos. Different sections, the front, the rear, the side panels with doors already on, are built at the same time. Then, at the very end, they all come together. This could slash the factory footprint by over 40% and cut manufacturing costs by half for their next-generation cars. This isn't just an improvement, it's a reinvention of how cars are made. Then there's the software. For Tesla, a car is a rolling computer, always connected, always learning, always improving. Every Tesla on the road gathers data, feeding a torrent of real-world information back to the mothership for developing their autopilot and full self-driving systems. While competitors use small test fleets, Tesla has millions of test drivers on the road every day, creating a data advantage that's almost impossible to overcome. Think about it. Most cars are as good as they'll ever be the moment you drive them home. A Tesla could get better while you sleep, waking up with a new feature or a more efficient drive mode. Finally, there's the supercharger network. For years, while others hesitated, Tesla invested billions in a fast, reliable, and widespread charging network. They understood a simple truth. For EVs to work, charging has to be as easy as finding a gas station. Having an integrated network that just works is a massive selling point and a huge barrier for competitors. To frame this as Tesla crushing its rivals is to fall for the title's sensationalism. The reality in 2026 is far more dangerous for Tesla. The company isn't facing clueless legacy automakers anymore. It's facing two titans, each with a completely different yet equally formidable strategy. First, the dragon in the room, BYD. That stands for Build Your Dreams, and right now their dream is to dominate the global car market. The numbers are staggering. In 2025, BYD definitively overtook Tesla, becoming the world's largest seller of electric vehicles. BYD sold around 2.26 million pure electric vehicles, compared to Tesla's roughly 1.64 million. How? BYD's strategy is the polar opposite of Tesla's. While Tesla has a few premium models, BYD has flooded the market with a huge lineup at every price point, from the BYD Seagull, which sells for under $10,000 in China, to practical family SUVs and high-end luxury models. Their secret weapon is vertical integration. BYD started as a battery company. They don't just assemble packs, they mine lithium and manufacture the cells themselves. Their Blade battery, which uses a cheaper and more stable lithium iron phosphate chemistry, was a game changer. It's safer, lasts longer, and is way cheaper to produce than the nickel-based batteries in many long-range Teslas. This gives them a massive cost advantage. However, their unstoppable momentum has hit a speed bump. In January 2026, BYD's domestic sales in China actually fell by about 30% compared to the previous year, partly due to tax rule changes and holiday schedules. At the same time, the intense price war in China is being reined in by the government, which enacted regulations in early 2026 to prevent automakers from selling cars below cost. The game is shifting from pure price to technology and value. Then there's the sleeping giant, Toyota. For years, the world's largest automaker seemed resistant to the all-electric revolution, focusing on hybrids. Many wrote them off. That was a grave miscalculation. Toyota wasn't being stubborn, they were being methodical. They were pouring billions into the holy grail of EV technology, solid-state batteries. These batteries replace the liquid in current batteries with a solid material, making them safer, lighter, and more energy-dense. Toyota claims their first-generation solid-state batteries, set for mass production around 2027-2028, will offer a range of over 700 miles and a charging time of just 10 minutes or less. They've even mentioned a second generation that could push the range over 900 miles. If Toyota can pull this off, it would be a leapfrog moment that could make current EV tech look ancient overnight. They're not just entering the EV race, they're planning to redefine it. So this isn't a simple story of Tesla versus the world. It's a three-way clash of titans: Tesla, the disruptor, BYD, the integrator, and Toyota, the industrialist. So what is Tesla's secret weapon to crush BYD and Toyota? The honest answer is, there isn't one. The provocative title, the legend of the phantom motor, it all plays into a story that's becoming disconnected from reality. The truth is, the era of Tesla's uncontested dominance is over. The arrival of BYD as the global sales leader in 2025 and the awakening of Toyota have transformed the EV landscape from a one-man show into a multi-front war. For a long time, Tesla's true weapon was the narrative itself, the ability to convince the world it was always one step ahead. This narrative attracted the best engineers, drove the stock price, and built a legion of loyal fans. But narratives can't win against hard numbers forever. The fact is, in 2025, BYD sold more EVs than Tesla. The fact is, the government-fueled price war that defined the Chinese market is ending. And the fact is, Toyota, a manufacturing legend, is now fully committed to winning with a potential game-changing technology. This isn't to say Tesla is doomed, far from it. Their advantages in software, manufacturing efficiency, and the supercharger network are very real. The Unboxed manufacturing process could dramatically lower costs, and their work on a rare earth-free motor is a crucial long-term goal, even if it's not ready yet. But the days of easy victories are gone. The competition is no longer catching up. In some cases, they're setting the pace. The fight is just getting started, and the winner won't be the company with the best story, but the one that can deliver on its promises. Is Tesla's ecosystem enough to hold off BYD's scale and Toyota's battery ambitions? That's the question that's going to define the next decade of driving, and I want to know what you think. Drop your take in the comments below. And if you want analysis that skips the hype and goes straight to what actually matters, subscribing is the best way to make sure you never miss it.